Hello everyone and welcome to this analysis of Nemu Hiiragi's kit. She is a forest element debuffer, who on top of debuffing the enemies can also act as a damage dealer with her DoT damage. But unfortunately her attack is quite low compared to other debuffers, which cripple her personal damage quite a lot. At least she has a really high base speed, only 1 point lower than the fastest characters in the game. Her skill hits 3 targets, and will poison them on top of reducing their defense. Her special attack is what mostly allow her to be used as a damage dealer. It works just like Hana's special attack, so it will remove all of the DoT on the enemies and immediately deal all the damage they would have done. The more DoT are present on an enemy and the more duration they have left will increase the damage dealt by this attack. This special attack will also apply a debuff that increase the damage taken by enemies, but only forest damage, which is a shame because 30% is a lot. Her ability will give her MP as long as there are poisoned enemies on the field. You might think that this is kinda bad since her special attack removes the poison, but after using it she will immediately launch a follow-up attack that will reapply it, so the enemies should be poisoned for the whole fight easily. And it will also give a 10% damage taken debuff, which is good because her only other useful debuff if you don't have a forest damage dealer is the defense reduction from her skill. Her support ability increase both ailment hit rate and damage, as well as a bit of damage reduction. The ailment hit rate is good for some fights, but the damage isn't that useful for most debuffers, so you would rather use Ren's support ability most of the time. All her ascensions are kinda mid except her A2. As I said earlier, she can really easily keep enemies poisoned the whole fight, so that's just 30% more damage for your whole team. And the 10% speed is really good with her really high base speed. Other than that, we can also mention her A1 and A4 that are pretty good if you want to use her as a damage dealer. For portrait and support kioku we want to equip her with either speed or MP recovery in most cases, but ailment hit rate if you need to apply her poison. Ren is the obvious choice since she increases both speed and ailment hit rate, but Tsukasa's speed increase is better if you don't need the poison. And the best 4-star options are Hana for ailments and I am for speed. Her best portrait are Captivated by Where You Stand 4 ailment increase, and Proof of Friends again 4 speed. I think she's better used as a support since the DoT team isn't the best yet, but the only damage dealer she's a top pick for is Nanika, who is a 4-star. If you still want to use her as a DoT damage dealer, just be careful when you use her with Hana, since both of them trigger the DoT damage you have to space out their special attacks a bit. I actually made a video where I used the DoT team a while back with Hana as my main damage dealer, and while I was able to clear the fight, I would have had an easier time by just using a normal team. If you want to check it out I will put the link in the description. If we compare her to other debuffers, we can easily see that her debuffs are really underwhelming if you can't take advantage of the forest damage debuff. But even if you take it into account, Ren is just as good and can be used with everyone. She has a similar problem to Tsukasa, but at least there are a lot of light and dark damage dealer to make use of her debuff, which is just not the case for Nemu. And to finish it, she also can't buff her own speed despite her high speed stat. Ren has the same problem, so I can't be too hard on her for this, but this is quite apparent with her other flaws. So with all that said, should you summon for Nemu Hiiragi? I think it was quite clear during the whole video, but no, you shouldn't. Even at her best she's almost equivalent to Ren, and her DoT niche isn't worth it at the moment. Only exception is if you go for her A2, which actually make her good, or if you want to pull her in provision of future forest damage dealers and DoT units. And that's it for this video. If you pulled for her or got her in your free 10 pull, don't hesitate to comment about her performances. Goodbye and see you soon.